Hey BookTube, welcome back. I'm Winx, and the ink I'm talking about today is my weekend reads, my multi-month wrap-up, and a hodgepodge of other random updates because that just seems to be my style lately. So I've been meaning to do a wrap-up for the last few months because I've missed a few wrap-ups, but I realized that it was causing me to not want to film so much because I was feeling intimidated by doing a multi-month wrap-up, like a real wrap-up of the books that I've read. So I decided instead I'm just going to do a really quick run-through of the books that I've read since July, tell you what they are, what sort of rating I gave them, and maybe one or two things about them, and then I'm going to move on with my life. So jumping back to early July, I read a novella by Lois McMaster Bujold, which is called Penric and the Shaman. This novella takes place in the World of the Five Gods series, which she wrote, which I absolutely love, and it's actually a sequel novella to one that came out last summer, which is called Penric's Demon. I really enjoyed this one. I gave it 4 stars, and I am really hoping that she continues to write the series because it's pretty great. Then I started in on the glorious Live Ship Traders trilogy, which I absolutely love, and that started with Ship of Magic. Yes, there is a Mosa Kitty right behind me if you notice the tail. Yes, so that started with Ship of Magic. Very much love this one, gave it 5 stars, and I jumped right into the next book, but because of all the life drama, which we've talked about on here, I ended up pausing a lot of my reading for a while. I was going through some stuff, getting ready for a move, and didn't have as much time for reading, but I did go through a lot of audiobooks in the course of this because it's easy to listen to an audiobook while you're packing up random stuff or unpacking stuff or playing World of Warcraft. You can do a lot of things with audiobooks. So, the first audiobook that I listened to was actually a buddy read that I did with the lovely Elizabeth from the Books and Pieces, and that was Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. I thought this book was so cute. It really hit me in the feels a few times, and I just really liked the characters and the things that they were going through with their families and each other. I also really enjoyed some of the bits of culture in Spanish that were in there. My mom's side of the family is Mexican, so there were a few parts that I sort of related to and a few parts that were just really interesting. And yeah, so I ended up giving that one 5 stars. Next, I listened to Rising Strong, which was recommended to me by the also very lovely Frankie from Frankie Reads. We have talked a lot about Brene Brown books and both kind of fangirl over Brene Brown. She has so many wonderful things to say about life and just like getting through it. And this book was really what I needed during the last few months. It helped me so much with just like processing all the things that I was going through and moving forward and rising strong from it. And yeah, so that was fantastic. I gave it 5 stars. Would have given it more if my rating system allowed. Totally loved it. And I might do a review about that one just because I made a ridiculous amount of notes as I was reading it, so I feel like I might as well, but we'll see how that works out with time and stuff. So I don't know, maybe in 6 months you'll randomly get a Rising Strong review. Then I picked up White Cat by Holly Black, which is an urban fantasy, and it's the first book in her Curse Workers trilogy. This one was recommended to me by my good friend Kelsey from Kelsey Reads, and specifically the audiobook because the narrator was just really perfect for this. So I decided to try it out. It's been a while since I read a good urban fantasy, so I picked that one up and I completely loved it. I listened to it throughout an entire day and finished it in that day. The next day I got the second book, which is Red Glove. Same deal. Then I got the third book, which is Black Heart, and same deal. I went through all 3 of those books in like 3 days, and it was fantastic. So highly recommend that series if you are into urban fantasy. I think I ended up giving them all 4 stars, but they might have been like 4.5 in my head. So yeah, either way, really enjoyed those. And then I listened to Modern Romance by Aziz Ansari, and this one was recommended to me months back actually by Christina from Reading Rainbow Hair, who specifically recommended getting it in audiobook form because it's narrated by Aziz, and it's so funny because throughout the whole book he basically is just making fun of you about how you are being lazy and listening to it in an audiobook form, and it's really funny. I highly recommend it. And I was actually surprised by this book. It's a comedy book, he's a comedian, and it's about modern romance, and so how we're communicating with online dating and social media and texting and all these things that just didn't exist a few decades ago, and how that has sort of reshaped our life experiences in this current generation versus how things were for a generation or two ago. And I was expecting it to be mostly just jokes and stories from his life, but he actually did a lot of research and had like hundreds of people that he went and interviewed from all different parts of the world, and it was just really interesting. So I really enjoyed that one, and I gave it 4 stars as well. Around that time, I started to settle back in, and then I finally got to and finished The Mad Ship, which is the second book in the Lifeship Traders trilogy by Robin Hobb. Again, I love that one, and I ended up giving it 5 stars. And then just a week or two ago, I finally got to and finished The Children of the Different by S.C. Flynn, and this was a book that I was sent to review, and I actually put up a review of it this last week, so I will put a link down below to that video if you want to check it out. This one was a really interesting dystopian story. I gave that one 3 stars on Goodreads, but it's more like a 3.5. And then I read one other book, which I'm not going to tell you about because it's one I'm hoping to use for a future book bath box, so, you know, no spoilers. But I really enjoyed that one, and I'd say it's a solid 4.5 stars for me. So that is my giant multi-month wrap-up. As for what I'm currently reading, I am finally starting in on the 3rd book in the Lifeship Traders trilogy, which is The Ship of Destiny, and I am so far really enjoying it, but I'm only in the first couple chapters, but you know, I'm just excited to be back into that world. I don't think I'm actually going to do a TBR for October. I thought I would, and I had all these books that I was thinking I would read, especially like spooky reads and such, but I'm really still just getting back into the swing of things. I've been in this new apartment for about a month now, and I'm just sort of making up for lost time and catching up on videos and all that, so I'm just gonna kind of wing it. I think I'm going to focus on Ship of Destiny and then go with whatever my heart desires after that, and then I can start fresh with a real TBR for November. As for general updates, I have very exciting news, and that is that the autumn book bath boxes have officially gone out. So I am so excited about that. It's always really fun on the actual day that they ship. I've been working on putting these boxes together for the last couple weeks, and it's been going pretty smoothly. I had to take a few breaks just because I was going through a bit of a fibromyalgia flare, but I'm feeling much better today, so hopefully that continues on. But yeah, so I got them all finally put together, and then last night I was sort of scrambling to get all of the labels on them. I misjudged how long that would take, so I was up a little bit late last night, like 4 a.m. But I got it done, and I got them all by the door and ready, and USPS came by this afternoon and picked them up, so they are officially on their way. If you have one coming, you should have gotten an email with a tracking number, and let me know if you did not. And yeah, so that is super fun, and I've officially announced the theme for the winter box, which will be coming out in January, which is Fairies in History, which is going to feature a historical fantasy. I personally really like reading historical fiction and historical fantasies during like wintry months. I don't know why, it's just always kind of suited my mood in those months, so I thought what better time to make a box about one. So there you go. It will be happening, and I'm very excited. I have a book picked out and a huge list of possible items to pair with it, so I'm just going to try and figure out what's going to be the best combination of things for the most epic of book baths, and it should be good. Those are the updates on the book bath box front. Trying to think if there's anything else. We are having terrible weather over here in Portland right now. It's not the nice calm drizzly rain. It is the like torrential rain and super winds and advisories to not go driving because there's branches flying into the roads and stuff. So if you are in this area, I hope you are taking precautions and staying indoors and safe and all that. Same for everybody on the other side of the country who is getting hit by hurricanes. So yeah, everybody stay safe, stay dry. That's my advice. So that's all I've got. Let me know down in the comments what you guys have been up to, what you've been reading, if you've read any of the books that I mentioned, if you have a book bath box coming and you're super excited about it. Yeah, all the things. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. I hope you all are having a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!